For Father de Montfort, the journey of Jesus from heaven to earth for our salvation is in its very essence the way of the cross. And so as we move now to enter into the area of the shrine itself, we're met by the statue of the Pietà and the entrance to the way of the cross, where we will place our feet on a physical trail, but recognize that here we remind ourselves of the importance of allowing our lives to move along and according to the self-giving spirit of Jesus himself. It's often the case in churches where images like the Pietà are located near our tabernacles. Altars often have a relief sculpted into them of Our Lady holding the body of her Son, because of the strong Eucharistic note of "This is my body indeed given for you. This is my blood fully poured out to you. This is my life given to you and given for you." This is the way of Jesus himself. The self-giving movement that begins in his incarnation reaches its climax on the cross of Calvary as the Lord pours out his life to his very last breath for us and for our salvation. And he does something even more wondrous. Before he breathes his last, the Lord turns to his mother and the disciple whom he loves and says, "Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother." And in doing this, Jesus brings everything, as St. John tells us, to its completion. Because it's not enough for Jesus even to simply give us his body and his blood. He gives us everything that makes him who he truly is. He gives us a sharing in his sonship with the Father, and Jesus, who is also Son of Mary, gives us his mother. He gives us his life completely and totally. And for Father de Montfort, as we set out, placing our feet upon this way of the cross of Jesus Christ, we are reminded that the only appropriate response to this complete self-giving of Jesus is a self-giving of our own, a full opening of our hearts, our lives, and our very selves into his hands. We who receive all that Jesus offers to us in giving us himself are called to make a return of ourselves to him, to fully open ourselves, to fully move with him, to fully be transformed by the greatness of his self-giving mystery on the cross that saves us. For St. Louis de Montfort, the greatest secret of Jesus Christ, the key to truly knowing him, is the cross of his self-sacrifice, the cross of his self-denial, the cross of his self-giving, for this is the cross of the fullness of his love. Every step of Jesus' earthly pilgrimage with us was a step made on this great way of the cross. We, who would truly be alive with his life, must be willing to follow him on this difficult, narrow, and yet very, very beautiful way of the self-giving, self-sacrificing, self-denying cross of his saving love.